Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Mic in our beautiful MusicTown studios here on the second floor of Hockeytown, downtown Detroit. Thanks for tuning in. Do appreciate that. And I have another special guest. Every week is special. I always have someone in here. Hi, Tracy Kash. Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming in.
It's my pleasure, always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a while. So, it's amazing. I'm seeing my old friends again from the show, so it's cool. But yeah, how you been?
Everything's good. Been keeping really busy, making lots of music. So yeah, I can't complain.
Good. We're going to talk about all that.
Great.
So you've been doing this a long time. I don't want to put a year on it, but
yeah, that's quite all right. Yeah, really. Yeah, it's been a while since I was probably like in high school. So 2 years. Yeah, that's about right. 3 years.
2 3 years. Okay, there you go. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. I'm trying to remember the last time we spoke. You may have just got another CD out, but you have a new one out now, which is really cool. This is your fourth?
My fourth.
Okay.
Yep.
Fierce. It's just called Fierce. Does that title mean anything or relate to anything?
I guess a number of things, but I guess mainly just sort of like I'm still doing this music thing. I'm still here. I'm not giving up. I'm still going for it. I'm feeling fierce. Try to make it through another CD.
And it's a lot of work to put a CD together.
It really is. It really is. It takes a lot. It's getting musicians together, preparing everything, making sure everybody can get together, do what you want them to do, and on top of writing all of the material beforehand.
Right.
And a lot of this material, actually most of it, was collected over the last 8 years because it's my first CD in 9 years. So,
okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
a
was
long
wondering.
time coming.
I thought it's been a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
8 years. Okay.
Yep.
And there's 11 songs in here. So, is it just a matter of I'm just writing as I go, and if something strikes me that this should be on a CD, you just kind of work at it? I mean, was your focus to do a CD and then took you 8 years, or is this...
No, originally it wasn't. I figured since the last one, I thought, okay, that's it. That one almost put me over the edge. So I thought, well, we'll see. I'm not going to rush into doing another one, and as you can see, I didn't. So these were things I just sort of wrote over the years, and then some things were there were collaborations with other people, to variety of projects, and they just kind of it just ended up. I amassed such a good, solid, base of material.
Yeah.
I was very proud of it. I thought, you know what? Why not make this? Why not put it out there to the world? So.
And it's interesting, too. We were just talking before we went live here about CDs, and the cars are not making...
Yeah.
They don't have CD players in them anymore, and, people are getting rid of CDs. So interesting that, artists still like to do it, and people still like CDs.
Right.
It's kind of a do I, don't I thing for musicians nowadays.
Right. I think I honestly wasn't going to do it, but somebody recommended. They said, well, you don't want to alienate the over 50 crowd. But frankly, those are really the only people that are still interested in CDs. Anyone under 40, I show them a CD and they're like, what's that?
Oh, a coaster! Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So it's also available via downloads on CD Baby and Amazon and all that stuff. So I didn't get a big CD run done this time. It's a smaller one. So
which is a good thing. I think when you said that, I thought, I wonder, because it used to be, and I don't know if it's the same or not, but you had to order like thousands of them at one time.
Yeah,
do they
exactly.
not do that still?
It's definitely a better deal if you order a huge amount, but I think the industry is sort of adjusting to the fact that people just don't request that many, unless you're one of, probably like the top 5 or 10 selling artists on the charts. But the rest of us indie artists, we're not going to move. 1 or 2,000 CDs.
You can only have so many boxes of CDs in your garage.
That's right.
While,
exactly. That's right.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad the industry has recognized the fact that thank you for letting us press your CD, and do manufacture your CD, but we understand you don't need 10,000 of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Sure.
Phew.
Yeah, I had to build an addition onto my house.
Yeah. I know many artists. It's like I still have all these CDs. Yeah. that's you end up giving them away basically. Because,
Absolutely.
and
Yep.
unfortunately, it's not cheap to make a CD.
Right.
That's the sad part about it, but okay. Tell you what, let's go into song, and then we're gonna jump into some more chat if that's okay.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right. Are you gonna play stuff from the new CD?
Sure, I
Okay.
sure will. This one.
I mean, it's up to you.
yeah, yep. I shall.
Okay.
This
Which
one
you
is
did?
called "I Love Me More."
All right.
You always tell me you love me, but we know better than that. You spend time just trying to convince me, but on my ears those words fall so flat. The road to your house was my favorite to travel on, but you could never wait to send me on my way. As time went on, I was the only white-eyed one. It's no surprise our blue skies turned to gray. I love you, yeah, I do, my dear. Well, you love you. You've made that abundantly clear. It's time you knew. I'm done keeping score. Can you hear it? Can you bear it? I just love me more. Oh, yeah, I do. You've got this Jekyll and Hyde thing. It's really driving me mad. I never know who's in front of me, We can't seem to launch from this pad. I was so blind to the machine you put me through. Now I'm waking up and eyes are open wide. I'll just move on and I will leave you to yourselves. I'm tired of waiting for you to divide. Yeah, well, I love you, yeah, I do, my dear. Well, you love you. You've made that abundantly clear. It's time you knew, yeah, I'm done keeping score. Can you hear it? Can you bear it? I just love me more. I 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 was so blind to the machine you put me through. Now I'm waking up and eyes are open wide. I'll just move on and I will lead you to yourself. I'm tired of waiting for you to divide. Yeah, well, I love you. I do, my dear. Well, you love you. You've made that abundantly clear. Well, it's time you knew. I'm done keeping score. Can you hear it? Can you bear it? I just love me more. I love you, yeah. I do, my dear, yeah. You love you. You've made that obnoxiously clear. It's time you knew, I'm done keeping score. Can you hear it? Can you bear it? I just love me more.
Tracy Kash with us here on Behind the Mic. So, story behind that one?
Oh yes, typical story. It is a true story.
Okay.
Sorry. with somebody I thought they felt the same way I did. I was so off the mark. I was so incredibly wrong, and just kind of woke up one day, and then that song just came out. So, was not a completely bad thing.
I love the fact about people that write songs is so much of it is personal, and a lot of people will write, like in their journals or something, and a songwriter will write a song,
Yeah,
And,
right, exactly.
you get so much. I mean, you can really feel it because you've lived it, and that comes across in a lot of songs.
Yeah,
and you can
exactly.
Do that. Yeah.
Right. I always tell people, be very careful what you say or do to a songwriter. You never know what's going to be on the radio.
There you go. Good point. That's a good point. Good advice. Just never know. Be careful.
That's right.
Or someone who's dating or married to a songwriter. Be careful.
Right. Exactly.
Just be careful of what you're saying to me, dear, because I love you. But that's cute. That's fine. And I was listening to your voice. I love your voice. You got a nice. It's just smooth.
Thank
That's a
you
good
so
way to put it.
much.
But
I appreciate that.
and you've actually trained. You went to school for music, right?
I did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Both vocal and piano.
Mostly vocal and flute. Some piano.
Okay.
I actually was studying piano with my mother when I was very young.
Oh.
And then I always just sort of kept up with it, but didn't really study as hard as I did the other instruments when I was in college. So piano's just always been there, sort of, as my foundation, I guess.
Okay.
Actually stopped playing for many years when I was focusing mostly on flute, and was a classical flautist and auditioning all over the country trying to get symphony jobs, and very, very tricky. And I decided to start writing my own music, and I just found that a lot more satisfying.
Never thought about that. You got to go across the country to try out to play in an orchestra.
Yeah, there really aren't very many. There aren't a lot of solvent orchestras. It's rough.
Okay,
so
interesting.
It's a really tough undertaking. I give people a lot of credit for keeping up with that effort.
How did that job search go?
It went okay. I ended up with some smaller things, but I couldn't really. It was just hard to make a living, and it started to get expensive, traveling all over, and you're preparing the same music, which is gorgeous, over and over and over and over. And I think I got a little tired of it. I just got mentally tired. And that's when I just turned to songwriting. I thought, well, why don't I just make my own then?
There you go.
Just sort of forge my own path.
I'm not liking what this is happening. What's happening here? So, all right, let's try.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
And songwriting, I would imagine it's kind of hard to sit down and write a song with a flute. I mean, a piano or guitar is easier.
Definitely, it
If
makes
you're
more sense for to have some chords, because you can hear support under a melody. But flute, it would still.
But you can't sing.
Serve some. You might hurt yourself unless you're Ian Anderson. He does it.
Oh, yeah. On one leg,
That's right.
I've heard him recently. Well, maybe a few years ago, but he's an amazing flautist.
Yeah, he
still got it. Yeah,
sounds so good.
yeah.
I know.
Was he an inspiration for you?
I think so. He was actually the first live show I saw.
Oh.
I think I was 13.
Okay.
My mother took me to Meadowbrook to see Jethro Tull. It was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
So your mother she must be a musician.
She was. She's a really fine pianist and always had students. She had a huge piano studio. So yeah, she was also a harpist. She went to Cass Tech and played in their harp and vocal program. They were all required to wear bright pink lipstick and look like little dolls. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. This was the original Cass Tech.
Okay, so when they did their concerts, they had to bright pink lipstick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what year was this?
Oh, God, let me think. 1950?
Okay.
1952, 1954, probably.
I thought red was really big then.
Maybe it was red. Maybe it was red, but I
don't know.
I know it had to match, but
That's
my mom
interesting.
always used to laugh.
Yeah, usually the outfits all match. The white blouse, long black skirt, or something like that.
I think that too. I think everything. It was a thing.
The lipstick too now. Okay, interesting. Okay. Well, that's cool. And you obviously with the music being in your home, influenced you, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That helps.
Oh, sure.
And you had the built-in piano teacher there.
Yeah, I did, and she had great ears. sometimes too good. She'd hear me do something,
Oh.
or play something, or it was hard to practice in a house like that because I'd hear, why don't you try tuning up that instrument? She could be tough.
Ooh. As long as she didn't come over and smack your
No,
fingers,
no.
you know. That's not how you do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that would be tough. She's listening when she starts hearing the piano. I'm sure she's
Oh, yeah.
focused, you know, just
Sure.
yeah. But you know, in the long run, I'm sure it's helped you. And
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it really has.
so then you went to school. I mean, obviously, you know, she instilled this love for music, and you went to you have a BA and a master's,
Yep,
right?
it's yeah, BM and an MM.
Oh, BM.
Yeah, I went to University of North Texas, which was when I got there, it was called North Texas State University, and they changed the name. It's a school very well known
Oh, okay.
for its jazz and classical programs.
Okay.
It's a wonderful music school. And then I did my master's at Boston Conservatory, which is
Big name.
more of a classic school. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I actually took classes at their sister school, which was Berkeley College, and they've since merged. Actually, I think it's called Boston Conservatory at Berkeley, or this. Anyway, they've merged because they're very complementary programs. So it's very interesting.
And you said you tried to do the orchestra
Mm-hmm.
thing. I mean, what else can a flautist do? I mean,
Well, you can just, you can make your own path if you want. I do have a couple different chamber groups that I work with.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a woodwind quintet that's really, really fun.
Who's
and,
in that?
That is my friend Don Marriott plays clarinet. Mark Berger plays bassoon. He's also a wonderful jazz musician. Kim Pollock plays oboe. And Dave Dodge plays French horn.
How fun.
So, yeah, it's really fun. And
probably
so,
those kinds of things, you get a little off to the side, have some fun kind of stuff. you
yeah,
know, whatever.
right.
Also, Lorelei, is that what I said?
Yeah, we haven't. That's it's sort of on hiatus for the
Oh, okay.
moment. But yes, a cappella has always been a big part of my education
Yeah, I
and my
remember
life.
that.
And yeah, so yeah, that's,
Maggie McKay.
Maggie
Who's
McKay.
the third one? I forget.
Chris McCall
Okay.
and Mary Kay.
Mary Kay, I couldn't remember. Okay.
Whose last name just totally escaped me.
Hill? No.
Mary Kay Hill. Thank you. I can only think of her maiden name. I'm so embarrassed.
Okay, so that's kind of just
Sort of taking a hiatus while
Okay.
we're concentrating on other projects,
Okay.
and
well, you're all involved with
we're
so
all
many
involved.
other. Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
That's the other thing when you're involved with different groups and different people. Getting everybody together a lot of times. It's usually
Sure, it
can be a problem
challenge.
sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. How about another song, Tracy?
Sure.
All right. Another one from this brand new Fierce CD.
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of this one?
This one is called If I.
Okay. If I.
And this one I wrote quite a while ago. Okay. If I had my way, I would take you away tonight. Without apology, where everybody can see, right out in plain sight. Well, if I knew a way we could make our getaway alright. But this fear won't let me start. It overpowers my own heart. If I had my way, I would take you away tonight. Well, if I played the game and I weren't so tired, I'd play. Yes, I'd play. Well, if you feel the same, won't you tell me as much? I don't know what to say. Well, if I'm in or out, won't you share me or shout my way? Come my way. Lust fear shutting us out, and it rattles, shakes, and shouts. If I played the game and I weren't so tired, I'd play. Hold on, don't make me rush this thing. second thought, let's move things along. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, that's all I've got. Do we do this or not? Your call. It's so hard to know how to really let go when you're afraid to fall. So, honey, take my hands and we'll find a new plan somehow. Somehow. Don't let fear fill up your heart. A single step is still a start. Well, that's all I've got. Do we do this or not? Your call. If I had my way, I would take you away tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, if I had my way, I would take you away tonight.
Tracy Kash with us here on Behind the Mic. Nice. Another song from the brand new Fierce album, CD.
Yep.
Cool
Yes,
stuff
yes,
here.
thank you.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, I was just looking at my notes while you were singing there, listening,
Okay.
bopping away here. And I don't know what I wrote here, but I want you to explain because you're doing something with Diane DeSillis.
Yeah. Do you know
But
who?
this cracks me up. Musical of Absurd. Please explain.
We're co-writing a musical.
Okay.
I can't say too much about it because it's still in the beginning stages.
Okay.
So she's an award-winning poet and writer and just really a phenomenal artist,
Okay.
I think. And I met her at a poetry reading once and we started talking and we talked about writing an opera together. I was like, that would be so much fun. And then it sort of morphed into a musical and I was like, that will work even better. So we've been working on this for a number of years. It takes a long time and, you know, there have been a lot of changes. We keep going back and forth and so anyway, so I'm hoping everything will be complete and we're going to start submitting to things probably by like the end of this year or beginning of next year.
Wow.
And so it's just a really funny, almost like an Italian comedy type musical. It is sort of operatic in a way in its themes, but it's funny. It's a really fun plot. The characters are great, and it's coming out great.
Is it in English or Italian?
It's in English. There's a little bit of Italian here and there, but it is in English. Good question.
I mean, especially if it's comedic, then you have to, people have to get it. So they have to understand the words.
Oh, absolutely.
In a typical opera, when it's sung in Italian, it's the feeling more than the understanding. I think. That people.
Right.
Listen to me. I've never been to an opera, but
well, the wonderful thing about opera these days is that they do have the translations up over the screen.
Oh,
up
really?
over the stage on a big screen, so you actually can understand things now.
Oh,
so
maybe I will go see
it's
one.
Kind of nice. Okay, good. I hope I encouraged you to go.
So, but it's musical of absurd, so it's just kind of wacky,
kind of wacky.
Interesting.
Yeah, just silly. It was a hard thing to describe.
Yeah. Okay.
So
is it you and Diana writing this whole thing, or do you have other people helping you?
It's pretty much just us. Yeah, just the two of us. So I start from her lyrics, her book, basically, and then go from there. And sometimes I have to tweak to make things fit in a musical way or a lyrical way so that it flows, and so it's very challenging.
I can imagine,
but it's a great challenge.
So
it really is.
You said you hope to get it out there. So I mean, who do you approach?
Yeah,
and what do you do?
There are a bunch of different organizations. There's a couple that we know of that are geared mostly towards women in musical theater, people that are writing in musical theater. So you can submit stuff to them, and they can actually either produce it or help you workshop it.
Oh, okay.
And so there are a few organizations willing to do that. We just have to apply.
Gotcha.
And probably have some readings in different theaters around. Maybe the JET Theater in West Bloomfield, where we're working on it. So
Okay.
that's going to
There's
take
a lot
little
of parts,
time.
it sounds like, to get.
Yeah, there are a lot of characters. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, how fun.
Really fun.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well,
Yeah,
good luck with
it's
that.
great. Thank you.
But I was like, musical of absurd. What?
yeah.
I don't remember where I saw it. Probably on your website.
probably on my
but it was
website,
like,
yeah.
okay, this I gotta know.
That's so funny.
Well, yeah, that'll be fun. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
That's an undertaking. No wonder some of
It
these other
really
side
is.
projects have been put on hold.
There's just not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then you have the, of course, your band. When you're out, you don't do brofros.
The brofos.
Brofos. I didn't know you were comedic as well, Tracy.
I am.
Where'd that name come from?
Pat Shanley, my guitar player.
Pat,
he's very
funny,
silly. Yeah. Instead of mofos, he was like, "All right, we're your brofos. We got you." I was like, "That's it. I'm stealing that name."
Pat, yeah, I remember Pat. He was
Tangerine Trousers. That's right. Good for you.
Yes, they would. When I had them in the studio, we laughed for the whole hour. It was just nonstop.
I remember on the air listening to you guys, and you were just
Pat.
hysterics.
Yeah, just Pat
funny.
And Luke, and I mean all of them was hilarious.
They're great.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
That makes sense now. Okay, yeah, I get it now.
It's funny.
Oh my God, I love it. I also wanted to touch on, and I know a lot of musicians that, they need to get their their music out there, and so TV and film is a huge thing.
Sure.
And I've talked to a few artists, how they get their music out into those avenues, because you need to get them out. The more people that hear you, and especially if it's a hit show or something, and your music is on it. Look out,
exactly.
blow up.
It's wonderful if you can land that kind of thing when it's a huge.
Is that something you focus on a lot, or just happen to get one?
Here and there. I've written some bumpers for a couple things on TV, and then I did score a whole film, which came out a few years ago called Possessive, a really odd thriller. And I did that entire score, which was really, really fun.
Interesting.
It's sort of a chilling plot, so I got to really
Dun, 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 dun.
dig deep. Yes, sort of weird, scary vocals and.
Okay. So you sang it as well, or no?
Yeah, I sang. I composed all the music.
Okay.
I did all. There are a lot of synth patches, so there's a bunch of strings and did some percussion and flute and all kinds of stuff. So it was all me, but it was really fun.
Does this kind of fall in your lap, or did you go pursue that? Or?
I did pursue it.
Okay.
I saw that this director was making this movie, and my niece was actually involved. She actually plays the leading role, the female lead.
Perfect.
And he already had a film score. He said, "Thanks, though, I appreciate it." And then that guy dropped out.
Oh.
So I just sort of lucked out.
Oh, wow. Perfect timing.
So really good timing. Yeah, you never know what's around the corner.
Oh, absolutely. And take care. Even though you need to look for those things, sometimes they just end up in your lap.
Yep.
Just like
Absolutely.
thank you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's very true.
Yeah. Well, good. How exciting. What was the name of that movie again?
It's called Possessive, and it's a small local company called Lion's Paw Films put it out. I think it's available on YouTube, actually. I think it's available for view.
Okay.
So Aaron Wade is the director.
Start small. You never know.
You never know.
Someone's watching and go, I love this music.
I hope so.
That's the hope, right?
Right.
All right, time for some Pam exam here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, just simple questions. No, nothing major. Have you ever had a frightening moment on stage? She laughs.
I probably shouldn't have elicited a giggle. A frightening moment on stage.
Or while performing.
Yeah. There have been a few, not necessarily like where I felt in danger.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, that's good.
Things that were like inconvenient, and I was much younger, and it's hard for me to brush things off. I remember I was doing I used to live in New York City, and I was doing a show on the waterfront, the South Street Seaport. Me and my friend Dan, who's from Flint, actually, we were doing a duo, and I think it was for a small TV network, and all of a sudden somebody turned on the bubble making machine. And so we're trying to play our instruments and trying to sing, and there are just like thousands and thousands and
Oh,
thousands
geez.
of bubbles just coming onto the stage, and we're trying to dodge them. It was like a bad horror movie. I don't know if that qualifies as fright or
You're singing
it
and all of
was
a sudden
uncomfortable.
soap bubble goes in your mouth. That would not be
Yes.
good.
And then we just started laughing and could not stop laughing.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Yeah, it was kind of odd. I was like, why didn't they do this for the other acts? Why just us? I think they finally got it working when we got on stage.
Oh, so, yeah, all the acts before you were supposed to have bubbles, and
I
then,
think they were.
and you got it. I get this vision of the Little Rascals when Alfalfa ate the soap or something, and he's singing and the bubbles keep
the
going.
bubbles float.
I don't know
Exactly.
where that came from. I don't know. Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
First record you ever bought and first concert you ever attended?
Oh, the first record I ever bought with my own money, it was Paul Simon's "Still Crazy After All These
Good one.
Years." Still one of my like top 5 favorites. Such a gorgeous record.
Yeah.
I think I was like 7 or 8 when that came out.
You
Oh,
bought
I'm
that with
so
your own money at
excited.
7 or 8?
Yeah, I gave my mom money. She went to Corvettes. Remember Corvettes?
Yes, oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I was just it's still such a great record. Just one of my favorites. Great musicians.
Yeah.
Such good
Oh,
people.
yeah.
And that I really feel like that informed my songwriting quite a bit.
Well, I'm sure you can learn a few things from
Oh,
Paul.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Do you ever do that? You just like kind of dissect a song from somebody else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to
just
hear
to
things.
see, and hear, right, see where they may have started from, or, yeah, I think it's interesting if
yeah.
sometimes you hear stuff like on the 50th hearing that you didn't hear
Right,
before.
right.
It's always interesting to me when that happens.
I had someone say they do that, but they put it in slow, like a lower
Lower
I want
speed?
lower speed. I didn't want to say gear.
Oh, that kind of makes sense.
But yeah,
Oh,
and then really,
interesting.
really hone in some stuff,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird. But
It's a geeky musician thing. It's
Oh,
what
is it?
it's what we do.
what do you think of when you hear the word success?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I think of. I don't know how involved of an explanation you want. I think it is what you make it. I
Yeah.
think it's all around you. It can be all around you. I think just being appreciative and being grateful for all the great things that have come my way that I've worked for, and yeah,
Do you feel successful at this point?
I guess I do. Just having forged my own path in music,
Yeah.
doing the 8 million different styles I do, and it's
Okay.
and it's an awful lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, it has to be fun for you.
It has to be,
to
right?
keep going, to wake up the next day and do it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because it's not easy. Because it's you're your own boss, and
yep.
if you don't do it, no one else will.
That's right.
Kind of thing.
It's exactly right.
Yeah. Your favorite non-music pastime?
I love cooking.
Oh. What are
Yep.
some things you love to cook?
Oh gosh, everything and anything. I love to experiment. I make really good pasticcio.
What is that?
It's the Greek. It's like Greek lasagna, sort of, with
okay.
lamb. It's really good. What else do I make that's really good? I know my boyfriend's screaming, "Tell them about your this and your this." I can't think. I can't. I'm just drawing a blank.
Okay,
Anything
well,
and
cooking.
everything. Cooking.
Okay.
Cooking, baking.
Okay. We all need something different than what we do.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
that's always a
and
nice
it's
thing.
still creative, which
Very
is what I love.
yes, absolutely. If you had to share a 15-minute taxi ride with someone, who would that be? They could be dead or alive at this point.
Oh, jeez. Ooh, it's a toss-up. Harry Nilsson or John Lennon.
Oh,
Either one. Or
great
be
songwriters.
awesome if there's one on either side. Oh, my God. How fun would that be?
That would be interesting.
It would be. And hysterical.
Harry Nilsson and Lennon. Oh man, boy,
Yeah.
you would get an earful, I'm sure, of some
I'm
great stuff.
I'm sure.
That would be an interesting ride.
I think so.
Cool, good ones. I wish I could blank.
Oh. Reach more stuff.
What do you mean reach more stuff?
I'm really short.
Oh. I'm thinking reach for the stars.
Yeah, 5'1". I wish I could. Yeah, I wish I could reach stuff better.
Oh my gosh. That's not where I thought you were going. Yeah, 5'1". I guess it
That's
would.
funny.
You get one of those grabber things.
That's
know.
I have
Oh,
step
that's-
stools all over my house. Oh my God.
That's funny. If you have a day to kill in Metro Detroit, what would you do?
Oh, first off, definitely the DIA,
Yeah.
Motown Museum. It's just such rich history. Um, yeah, just wandering around, especially if it's a nice day.
Yeah.
There's so much to see and do.
There is. I mean, a lot of people don't realize. I mean, just to
They
walk
don't.
around here is really some fun stuff to just
Absolutely.
experiment with.
I agree.
And they keep building, not build, making more bike paths and connecting things with the between the riverfront and Eastern Market. I
right.
mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah, people don't realize that
There's a lot going on down here. Just phenomenal.
you can waste a whole day here.
Oh, easily. Spend, not waste.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Excuse me. Your favorite food and beverage of choice?
I love really good whiskey. Love whiskey.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. It's so yummy. What?
Straight up or on the rocks?
Either way. And I love burgers. Not that I eat them all the time for health reasons, but I love a good burger. It's just like my favorite thing in the world.
Huh. I would not take you as a burger and whiskey gal.
And you
Tracy.
wouldn't, would you?
I don't know why. But okay. I love the Pam exam. I learned things about people.
Yeah. Is that great?
Oh my God. Wow.
She's giving me funny looks for all of you out in Radio Land.
Oh my gosh. Best kept secret in Detroit, Metro Detroit.
Ooh, gosh, that's a good one.
Didn't mean to stump you there, Tracy.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. I mean, there's so many cool things. I was thinking about that. What is it? That art house that has it's like this experimental, the something house. I can't think
Not the
of it.
project, the Heidelberg project?
The Heidelberg
Oh, okay.
project. Yeah, is that secret so much? Not so much?
There's still a lot of people who have no clue about it.
Yeah, I
so-
think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's something I haven't checked out yet, but
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
Actually, I drove past it or biked past it or something.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, weren't able to stop, but that was really interesting.
It looks interesting.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
makes
good
me
one.
curious. Okay.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people who have no clue about that
Yeah.
one. So yeah.
Okay.
What's interesting too, you said, when I brought that question up, and you mentioned you lived in New York, and then of course you went to school in Texas and everything. But you're from this area, right?
I am.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought so. I was like, so where else did you live? New York, Texas?
At Texas, and then for grad school, I lived in Boston.
Boston, right? Okay. So
Yep.
basically, school and work stuff that you were with.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I knew you were from this area. So.
Yep.
Born and bred.
Yep.
All right, one more question here. What advice would you give your 20 or 30-year-old self?
Be nicer to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Everything will work out just fine. As my sister gave me some great advice, just a few words a few days ago. She said, I was freaking about something, and she said, don't do that. Everything is as it should be.
Oh.
So zen. I was like, oh, and it just shut me down. I was like, okay, all right, I'll take it.
Interesting. Good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so relax.
Relax. Enjoy.
Take a deep breath.
Exactly.
I like that you said a zen moment there.
It was so zen. I was like, I heard that little flute in my head when she said that. It was like a kung fu moment.
That's cute. All right, Tracy, we need another song.
Okie dokie.
Is this going to be another one off your new CD?
Indeed it is.
Okay. And this one is?
This one is called Mezzanine.
Okay.
Or In the Mezzanine. One of those two.
Mezzanine.
Is it
Mezzanine.
What's it called? Thanks.
Yeah, number 11, Mezzanine.
Okay. Things that used to frighten me, I don't think twice about. The things I thought I needed, I'm truly glad to live without. Not as young as I once was, not as old as I'll ever be, hopefully. never seen. I know that you will be waiting for me in the mezzanine. I know that you will be there, you'll be there in the mezzanine. Life takes you where it wants to, never mind about your plans. But if you let it in and let it take you by the hand, it might take you to a place that you never thought you'd face. Otherwise, I think about the days ahead and days already gone. When you look back, you realize the mosh pit's wasted on the young. Well, yeah, you know just what I mean. The you'll just look so green to me. I moved myself out of the mosh pit into the mezzanine. I think that I would prefer to be heard and never seen. I know that you will be waiting for me in the mezzanine. I know that you will be there, you'll be there in the mezzanine. Up in the mezzanine. Up in the mezzanine. Up in the mezzanine. Up in.
Nice. Tracy Kash with us here.
Thank you.
Another song from her brand new album, Fierce. When did this come out?
That came out in April.
April,
this year.
okay.
Yep.
So are you still doing the promotion?
As much as I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to play out as much as I can. And
Yeah.
Yep.
That's tough on, when you, all the work to put into it, get the musicians, write the songs, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then it's,
Then the
then the hard part.
Then
yeah.
the hard part. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's got to be, you've got to be so diligent about getting out there before this is kind of from April, your next year and you're still, trying to get some new gigs to promote this.
Yeah,
and
right.
It doesn't work as well, but yeah, you got to be on top of it when you.
You really do. You just have
There's
to.
so much for a songwriter have to do.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Especially it's your name only on here,
Yeah,
that makes a
right.
difference.
Sure.
It's
sure.
all you.
Yep.
So I give musicians a lot of credit, especially when they put something together like a whole album, because I keep saying album, a whole CD.
Yeah.
That's a lot of songs, and you got 11 on here. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's you got to have at least 10 to be considered a full length.
I
right?
think so. Isn't
Yeah.
that right? I think so.
I don't
so.
know. EP, although a lot of bands are doing EP.
Yeah.
But all yours, this is the fourth one. All have been full length, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Well, you had 8 years, so I guess
I guess it was time.
I don't mean to just sound like.
You're starting to sound like my mom. Pam.
Oh, I thought I heard a bad note. Yeah, no.
It's funny. I'm teasing.
No, I don't know piano. I mean, believe it or not, I took lessons, but that
Oh
didn't-
yeah.
yeah,
Good for
no.
you.
No, I had, and I shouldn't even say this, but the way I learned piano was the teacher played it, so I could hear how it sounds. So I can look at a note, and a piece of music, and I have no clue. And I was told years later, oh, that's not the way to learn. I was like, well, I didn't know. My mom didn't know, whatever. But no,
Huh.
no, I didn't stick with piano. That was short lived. Well, good. I mean, good for you. Good, fierce. And where is this available for everybody?
You can find that on CD Baby. If you just look up Tracy Kash, Cash is with the K, and Fierce, it'll pop up. It's also on Amazon, on Spotify, Napster, which is still around. Can you believe
Serious?
it? Yeah.
I thought that had to go away.
And no, it's just, but it's a pay service now.
Oh, okay.
And
no
really,
wonder.
anywhere else you can download music, iTunes. It's there.
It's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the other thing is, it's, before, the record label, put out the albums and, went into the
Yeah.
record stores and, boom. And now it's so much more for these musicians.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
there's got to be an easy way to do all that, but you got to do it. That's the thing. That's the
Right.
thing, unfortunately. But, well, good luck with that. I mean,
Thank you
know,
very
Good
much.
stuff on there.
I
and-
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to ask you one more thing, just because I'm so curious. I have never heard this before. You do comparison music for historical novel. You did that for the book Remembrance.
Companion music.
Excuse me, companion.
Oh, that's okay.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
This is some people just like to do like a whole artwork where they have companion music with their
I never
writings.
heard of that.
My friend Heather Buchanan, who's a wonderful Detroit writer, producer, filmmaker, she wrote, it's a historical novel. It's about the Harlem Hellfighters,
Okay.
who were soldiers in World War II, black soldiers that actually went to fight on the front in France. They weren't allowed to be soldiers in this country or on behalf of the U.S., and so they just went elsewhere. And so this novel kind of addresses that and what they went through in the war.
Okay.
And so I wrote some music that's sort of reflective of the time, and we
Okay.
also occasionally will do like live performances with that music as well as other music that's reflective of the time,
When I-
jazz.
When I first saw that, I thought, so you put the CD in while you're reading the book? What?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
I
well,
know.
you could.
I'm
You
sorry. I
could.
was like, that doesn't
No,
make any sense.
It's interesting. It's
Okay, so
the
it's-
novel. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to clear. I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Why there's a CD with it? But now that you've explained it,
Yeah,
now-
it's based on the book, but I think Heather also does. She does a podcast, so everything is read,
Okay.
and then music is played behind it or as part of the podcast. So it's almost like a radio show in a way. But
thanks
so
for clearing
it's
that
very
up. I was just like,
interesting.
I got to ask you this. I'm sure other people, maybe thinking companion music. but-
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
You've got your hand in a lot of
I
different
do.
things,
It's
Tracy.
so,
Oh my
it's-
goodness.
I wouldn't have it any other way. It's so much fun. It's just they're such great projects.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm looking forward to this opera that you're doing.
Me too.
Okay, the musical, I should say. It's a
That's
is that the title? Musical of?
No, it's I don't know if Dan wants me to
Okay,
share
well,
the
we don't wanna
title.
blow
I'm
any
afraid I don't want her to yell at me.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay. But follow you on your Facebook and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
website and everything. It should be there when you.
Yep, should be there.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
Thank
That'll
you.
be interesting.
It's exciting. Yes,
Anxious
definitely.
to see that.
Thanks so much.
Sometime you said another next year, maybe.
I'm hoping
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
hoping.
Yeah. Keeping busy for
Yes, yes, ma'am.
sure. Well, I appreciate you taking some time out of your very busy schedule to come in and
Oh,
play
it's my
for us
pleasure.
today. Yeah.
Always so nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a while, so it's good to get you back on here. And I love it when there's a new CD or something to, even though we didn't get back in April, but got you on now. So good.
Sure.
All right, so
All
the
good.
website is for people?
www.tracykash.com. Cash is with a K. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, all those things. So,
Okay. Easy to find her.
yep.
Follow her. Yeah. Well, good stuff. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your music with us and your stories.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Pam.
that.
My
Yeah.
pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.
Absolutely. And thanks to all of you out there for tuning in and watching. We do appreciate that for another episode of Behind the Mic in our beautiful MusicTown studios here on the second floor of Hockeytown in downtown Detroit. And until next week, I'm Pam Rossi. Have a great week.